time for Leadership of the Leaf. Great leaders smoke great cigars. Now, in their fourth season, Austin and Dice are back with more leadership advice and cigar knowledge to share. Grab a cigar and let's put some smoke in the air.
Welcome to another episode of Leadership of the Leaf. My name's Austin.
Hi, Austin. What's up, man? What's up? I'm Dice.
Why are you looking at me side-eye?
What you got over there, homie? What you doing? What you smoking? What's smoking good? What's up?
I'm smoking an H. Upman 1844 Classic. And I believe you're smoking the same thing.
1844 Classic.
Yes, sir.
All right. I am smoking the same thing. I'm just curious. This is just gee-whiz information here. Do you know why it's 1844?
I don't. I can tell you that I'm getting pissed off with this cigar already, but let's continue.
Herman Upman opened his first factory in 1844.
Oh, nice.
This got started. That's when it got started.
Nice.
Anyway,
very nice.
There you go. Gee whiz.
With gee whiz information, what Hennessy you over there pairing this with?
See that? I'm ready. It's not. I'm not drinking Hennessy.
Oh, well, all right.
I'm drinking a blended. Nah, it's a mixed drink. It's a hot toddy.
Oh, okay.
Hot toddy.
That's a hot
made with
right.
Jameson. I made it with Jameson.
Oh, you made it with Jameson. I thought you were going to say you
made it with Jameson. Yeah. No, it's Jameson.
Well, okay. Interesting.
But wait, before you say yours,
yes, sir.
I just want you to know.
Yes, sir.
I picked up a blended Hennessy.
Oh, how interesting! After all the shit you gave me, well, that's quite interesting, there, sir.
I'm glad you did all that because it's a master blenders, meaning that one of the master blenders special own. It's not blended Hennessy. It's their own, the master blenders version of it. Yeah, yeah. No, it's not blended at all. It's just And there's 1 through 5, and I went ahead and bought another 5 so I can enjoy it.
Okay.
That's all the other ones are. Unopened.
Fair enough.
I just wanted to play on that. But that's not what I'm drinking. I was going to. It's a little chilly out, so I did a hot toddy. Anyway.
All right, that's fair.
All right. What the fuck are you drinking?
I'm drinking beer. More specifically,
is it beer or is it lager?
More specifically, Yingling Oktoberfest.
Oh, you mother!
That's a lot of non-words, but okay. So does that count as a lager? I don't know. Does that count as? I think that's classic. Oh no, it's Marzen style.
I want all our listeners to know how much I hate him.
Why?
What's my favorite, Austin? What's my favorite beer, Austin?
Yingling.
You're drinking it, and you know why I can't get it. I can't get it. It doesn't ship all the way to Las Vegas.
You should live closer to Philadelphia. Right? Or is it just Pennsylvania? No, it's just Pennsylvania. My bad.
Pottsville, and they have one in Florida. I've been to both the factories. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Anyway.
They're trying to open up a third one in Texas so they can get the western part of the world here. Yeah.
Well, in fairness,
hasn't come to fruition yet.
I cannot get it in Illinois. I have to drive across the river to the west into Missouri to pick up Yingling. So it gets trucked through Illinois to get dropped off in Missouri, but I can't buy it in Illinois. Yes, they're fixing that.
What do you got in the truck, boy? No, nothing, sir.
Nothing.
To me, it looks like you're peddling some lager.
Yeah. So I drive. So every time I go across the river in St. Louis, I make a nice little pit stop and load me and the wife up on some music.
Just some of the world's finest hooch.
You know why? Because it's...
Oh, my goodness. So, what?
Because it's my mind over having a meltdown.
I'm having a meltdown right now. You probably heard it.
It's just because you're not drinking usually.
Because it's not... Because I had one... I saved one just for an episode.
Yeah.
Which got bootlegged across the country to me.
How dare they? I don't know who would do such a thing.
Mine over meltdown.
Mm-hmm.
Austin.
Sir. Beer's good. Oh, it's so good.
What does it mean to be a mentally strong leader?
I would say emotionally intelligent, thoughtful, and like logic and data. Yeah. Well, and, I mean, you see this in like great athletes, right? Like, you know, they make some bad shots in the NBA, they make a bad throw, pass, whatever it is, right? And they're like, oh man, that's so fucked. Like, how he turned the ball over or whatever, like, but they're expected to go right back out there and like nothing fucking happened, and just you know, keep playing like they just made the best shot ever.
Well, that Mambo mentality, that's a strong mental strength exercise. I know people try to adopt or pretend like they're adopting.
Yeah. It's like six habits. And it's fortitude, confidence, boldness, messaging, decision making, and goal focus.
Goal focus, I like that.
I feel like I know I do too. But fortitude, though, I mean, that's like to me, it's kind of like foundation, right? The strength and courage to persevere through challenges and adversity, demonstrating reliance and determination. Because if you keep getting set back, you got to have the fortitude to continue to push forward, right? Like, you got to sit there and be like, yeah, I took some losses. Yeah, that's on me. Maybe I made some bad decisions or whatever the case is, but I still got to get up. I got to keep going through and trying to make it better.
Well, I mean, that fortitude, it just makes perfect sense. Fortitude, like you said, like a fortress, whatever, but that leads to how strong, which leads to a confidence, which confidence is the belief in oneself and one's ability, which inspires trust and encourages others to follow your lead. Like, majority of the people, like, they're only going to follow someone that's confident. I think you see it in TV all the time. All these comedy shows, they try to play like, it seems like we're walking in circles. I'm confident. I know the right way. I am not lost. As they continue to walk in circles. The reason why I keep following that stupid motherfucker is because he's showing he has the confidence that he knows the direction to go.
Yeah, they're not going to listen to the meek nerd or whatever that's like, well, actually, guys, I think it's over this way. Maybe, but we should maybe try to... No. If you would be like, hey, no, this is stupid. It's over that way, dumb fuck. Oh, shit, man. Yeah. Why the hell are we following that guy? Like,
that was pretty bold.
No, that was a good idea. It is, which is the willingness to take calculated risks and take a decisive move, even in uncertain situations, demonstrating courage and initiative.
Yeah, that's a bold move, Cotton.
Or form. Yeah, but being bold though, you know, you got to take those risks, right? Like, what do we always say? Scared money don't make money.
Everybody don't what?
Scared money don't make money.
Yeah, duh. Who doesn't know that? Raise your hand.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's bold. You got to be bold. You can't be scared. You got to be bold. Scared money don't make money.
Oh my goodness.
That's nice when you play Monopoly with him, and then he fucking gets out like before every other motherfucker.
That's not a true story. It happened one time.
Exactly. So it's a true story I made up.
What's messaging? You ever use like messaging to talk about mental strength?
I think messaging is like how I frame the message that I want to project or that I want to get out there. Like how I clearly communicate my ideas and stuff. Like it's not so much like
hold on.
messaging.
I got a drink.
Yeah, well, you're welcome for that one. But it's not so much like, oh, I'm marketing myself. Like, no, messaging is like how well you deliver your message. How clear is that idea? How precise are you coming across to people?
Yeah. Essentially, it's like if something was falling, you wouldn't say, "Hey, friend, you might want to move." Like, right. I got the message across. I'm clearly telling you what I need to do, but my sense of urgency isn't there. You want me to move? Like, but if I get and start screaming at the top of my lungs, "Hey, motherfucker, move! That shit falling, move, motherfucker!" You're gonna start kicking feet, you know? Ah.
Duck, where? But yeah, speaking of messaging and being clear, I want to know how clear you are on your first third.
First third of what? Am I smoking a cigar here?
Yeah.
I kid. It's a very light and creamy cigar. That's why I said it. Jeez, calm down. Drink your Yingling and calm down.
Yeah, right, bro. We got a fridge full of. I'll send you a picture later, just to make you sad.
Just to fuck with me, yeah. Post it on the grams. I hate you. I'm drinking a hot toddy. Hot toddy. I actually used, I know, freshly squeezed lemon in this hot toddy. So there's definitely a lemon. The reason why I said it is because I'm getting a lemony like undertone here.
Watch out now. We got a badass over here.
We did.
We got a big shot. Fresh lemon juice. Watch out now. None of that fake shit that comes in a green bottle.
Light oak. A sweetness coming off like maybe like a graham crackerish.
I don't get any lemon, so I think that's your hot toddy.
Okay.
But here's where mine is imprinting on it. I'm tasting kind of like a caramel note. I do see where you kind of, I get the chewiness of a graham cracker, like the thickness of the smoke, so to speak. I hate you. You know what I'm talking about. You just want to laugh.
I'm clueless, man. All I heard was cracker. What? Okay. Austin, that's some hell of a decision making you're doing, sir.
Wow. What decision did I make today?
Drinking a Yingling in front of Dyson.
Waking up and just choosing to fuck with my co-host. Absolutely stellar decision making on my part. I'm just saying.
I gotta say it again.
What?
I said my whole name.
Oh.
Clearly making a decision of drinking Yingling on air in front of Dice. Clearly that was an amazing decision.
Yeah, I straight up woke up rolled out of bed and said, I'm gonna fuck with my co-host today, and I know just the way I'm gonna fucking do it.
You succeeded, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Annoyed grunt. It's more of a dope.
All right, Homer Simpson.
Decision making timely and well-informed choices, considering both short-term and long-term implications to achieve desired outcomes.
Which my desired outcome was to get you a little bit pissed off.
That was your goal you was focused on, sir? Was that your goal?
Fuck with co-host. Check. Give him nothing but shit. Check. I'm checking a lot of shit off my to-do list today.
I'm seeing that. You're maintaining clarity and your commitment to objectives, which means you're maintaining your commitment to check off boxes, prioritizing your actions that contribute directly to achieving your goals, which is to fuck with me, and fostering result-driven mindset. What? You got another box you want to check off there, fuckboy? I mean, Austin?
Boy, this beer tastes so fucking delicious. Oh, man. You gotta get you some, guy.
Yes, you're absolutely correct.
Real quick, time. Are we gonna go over this Adversity Manifesto? That's quite a bit of an Adversity Manifesto.
Yeah, considering we're only at 15 minutes now. I mean, it's not something to dwell on, but just to go through. You don't think so?
Well,
Thanks too much?
Well, because I skipped over that Adversity Manifesto, which is live at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, we can skip it. It's not that.
I mean, we could go through some of it. I think manifesto part shows me. I think pick out the example. We could talk about what it is. Maybe.
Yeah. Because that's all it is just something to try to bring everybody back on track.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I got an idea for it, but
well, let's roll with it then. We also need to tie it in with that learned helplessness.
Yeah. So if we were going to cut it out, I was going to jump down to learn helplessness. That's where I was going to want to start. But I got an idea for it. We'll go.
Okay.
So yeah, these habits collectively contribute to effective leadership by fostering resilience, clarity, and effective communication within teams and organizations. So, what happens when you don't get the results that you're looking for, right? You're going to face adversity. Everyone faces adversity. If you're not failing, you're not trying.
Right.
So, one of those things that you can kind of do is have a written plan for how I'm going to adversity. I don't have a written plan. I'm going to say it out loud right now. I don't have a written plan for how I'm going to deal with adversity. I've dealt with enough adversity in my life that I know I have a mental of, okay, sit down, check, breathe, check, realize that I'm going to expand, should I worry about this? Is this going to matter in 5 years' time? No? Okay, I'm not going to spend 5 minutes worrying about it. And I kind of check off some of these boxes. If you want to write something down that, is a personal organizational declaration outlining how you're going to confront, endure, and grow from challenges or hardships, great. That's a great thing for you. If that's what you need, sit there and check, have like a checkbox, whatever. Great. You can think of it as a written commitment to rise above difficulties and leverage adversity as an opportunity for growth rather than setbacks. And I think that's wonderful. But you have to commit to it. If you say, hey, if I hit adversity, I'm gonna let myself feel sorry for 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna write down all the different lessons I can learn from this on a whiteboard, and I'm gonna figure out which one I can apply to my situation. That's a great thing. The problem is if you let yourself feel bad for 5 minutes and that turns into 10, 20, 30, an hour, a day, you're not following your checklist, and that's where you kind of got to go, all right, hold on, I can only feel like pissed off with myself or whatever for 5 minutes. I gotta set a timer or something,
Yeah.
So just something to think about. If that's something you want to do, I think it's a great thing. Personally, I don't have it. I like I said, I've gone through so much adversity, and I know Dice, you have too. Where I get mad at myself for making a mistake, but then I sit there and I have to talk myself through it. Okay, where could I have done better? Okay, well, I could have done this, and this. Okay, what's the lesson I can take from this? Okay, next time I've got to be a little bit more patient before this decision, because it didn't have to be made right then and there. I could have waited an extra, hour or two to get better information and make a better decision. Okay, now I'll know to just hold off just a little bit to make sure I have the best information, and I can apply that going forward. And that's okay. Got it. I made the best information I had. Next time I'll wait a little bit longer to see if I can get it. So just something like that. But that's what we have to do. I think we've done it enough in our heads that we can we don't have to have this written plan. But if it's something new to you, where you're like, I just feel lost and helpless, I don't know if or I got fired tomorrow. Let's use that, because that's a better one. If I got fired tomorrow, what would I do? How am I going to learn from this? What, write that stuff down. I'm going to sit there and be pissed off at my boss for a day. Great. I think that's fine. That's healthy. Vent some anger out. You don't want to go straight into the next interview going, fuck you, you're just going to fire me anyways. Get some anger out, kind of be pissed off, and okay, now I got to pick myself up to start updating my resume. I'm going to apply to this many jobs per week. I'm going to figure out I'm going to try to ask for an exit interview and figure out what I did wrong and what they don't. I'm going to analyze the situation and grow from it, and I'm going to find myself a better job. I'm not going to just sit here and wallow in self-pity for 3 weeks and eating Cheetos in a beanbag chair,
with chopsticks.
With chopsticks. Huh? I don't want to get my fingers with the cheese dust. That's the best part. Look at your fingers on.
Not for everyone. There's a special little person in my house. She's bigger than me. There's a person in my house that eats Cheetos with chopsticks. That's a true story, homie. True story.
Why am I not outside?
Part of the adversity problem that maybe some new people run in, or maybe it's something that you just can't get past yourself, is that learned helplessness.
This shit pisses me off.
Yeah, well, it's one of those like I can't. Why can't you? What has happened in your life to where you can't? In psychology, learned helplessness is the state that occurs after a person has repeatedly experienced a stressful situation. They believe they cannot control or change the situation, so they do not even try. When opportunities for change are available, they don't even attempt any of those opportunities. It's one of those situations. Like, we have an example in here, but the key part of that is learn. They learn how they are helpless in the situation and no longer try, period. Even when it's possible. That is something that is absolutely taught and learned. I can't think of an example for myself right now, but I know there's
I got it.
For myself or for you?
No, for me. Well, it's for my son, but we're raising a 6-year-old, and my wife is he does this with my wife. He doesn't do it with me because he knows that I don't put up with this shit. But he'll walk from his bedroom to his bathroom in the morning to go brush his teeth, and he'll just lay down in the hallway and be like, "Oh, Mom, I can't get up. Oh, I'm so tired. Come help me up." And my wife will stand him up, and I saw this because I was off, and I got to see their morning routine, and I looked at her and I said, "What the hell did you just do?" She's like, "What?" I got him up so he could get moving. I was like, "Nope." I was like, let's try that again. So I was like, next time he does it, can I handle it? She's like, yeah, sure. I was like, don't intervene at all. I don't want you to fucking say a word. Don't even look. I don't care. So he did it again on the way down the stairs for breakfast. I just can't. And so I went over there. I said, "Oh, you can't? All right. I'm going to get you up like I get up every animal I know of in existence." So I flipped him over and I smacked the shit out of Bass. And boy, did he go down the stairs in a flash. I was like, "Oh, I bet you're not so helpless now, are you?" No, sir, I can walk." I was like, weird how that works. I was like, don't you ever let me catch you doing this shit again. I was like, "Mom's gonna do the same thing." And she's like, "Okay, I won't do that anymore." Boom. I was like, you're teaching him that he's either he won't do it for himself or he can't do it for himself, and that somebody's always going to be there to pick him up. He needs to learn self-sufficiency to get his ass up off the fucking floor, even when he's tired.
True. I'm failed to see how that was learned behavior. He had to learn that from somewhere.
But she was reinforcing it, though.
She definitely was
reinforcing it. I don't know where he learned it. I mean, 3-year-old toddler mind, something probably came up with it, and he got reinforced. But I mean, it's the same thing. We were trying to teach him how to brush his teeth, and she just kept brushing his teeth for him, and he's like, "Well, you do my teeth. You do a better job of brushing my teeth for me." And I was like, "No, dude, you're about to be 7 years old. Brush your own damn teeth, man. Wipe your own ass." I can't do this. Your teachers aren't going to do this. Let's go. You got to learn these life skills, man.
Once someone with this experience discovers they cannot control events around them, they lose motivation. Like your son laying on the floor, just lost all motivation. Even if an opportunity allows people to alter their circumstances, they do not act. Individuals experiencing learned helplessness are less likely to make any kind of decisions, logical, rational. They just don't make those kind of decisions. And with your wife picking them up or whatever, that she pretty much took all the decision making away from him. Like, how would I get up? Do I stand on my own too or whatever? Whereas you provided a direct opportunity where he went through his troubleshooting tree immediately and got up.
It was quick. You sit there and think somebody's who, hey, if you don't quit smoking, you're going to get cancer and you're going to die young, and they just continue to smoke because I've tried to quit in the past and it's just never worked out. So I guess I'm just always going to have to smoke. Or the person that can't lose the weight. Well, I've tried keto diet, I've tried Atkins, I've tried Weight Watchers, and all of this never works. I'm just doomed to be heavy set forever. And I'm not just counting the fact that things out there like thyroid pops and stuff like that people may be genetically predisposed to heavier weight. I'm not arguing that fact. I am arguing if you do simple math and say my goal weight is 200 pounds, and to maintain 200 pounds you need roughly 2,400 calories in a day. That's to maintain. Okay, but you're over here eating 3,000 calories a day, and you're asking why you're not losing fucking weight. But you're not losing weight because you're eating a 600 calorie surplus. find lower calorie, dense foods like grapes that'll fill you up. Drink more water so it fills you up more. All of that sort of stuff. And guess what? You will probably eventually lose weight, especially if you throw some physical activity in there.
People in the state, they typically accept the bad things. I'll just stay fat forever, and they have healthy. What did you use the politically correct way to say that?
I said overweight.
Overweight. Okay. Bad things will happen, and they will have little control over them. They are unsuccessful in resolving issues like they're being overweight, even when there is a potential solution. The problem with a lot of these type of situations is people don't like the solutions because, hey, candy is better. The perception that one cannot control the situation essentially elicits a passive response to impairment that is occurring. I just enjoy milkshakes because they bring all the boys to the yard. I can't stop. I like the boys coming to the yard, and I like my milkshakes.
But let's see, that's the thing, right? Like, this is I did a pet peeve of mine is when people complain and don't do anything to fix their situation that they're complaining. Like, for example, let's just say you're in a job you don't like. Okay, go fucking update your resume, start sending that shit out to recruiters, and go find a fucking job. Oh, well, the change is scary. Then shut the hell up and sit your ass in the fucking cubicle.
Like, but my TPS reports.
There are two options. Yeah, like, well, but I really hate my boss. Oh my god, he's such a jerk. Man, I can't stand working for this company. Okay, go update your resume. Start. Go do this. When they ask you why are you leaving your current company, you could say because of toxic work culture. That's a valid response. My boss is a micromanaging a-hole, and I don't want to work for him anymore. And I don't believe that the direction that the company's going in is somewhere I want to be. Oh, well, all right. That sounds like, and they're not going to question. And then you can go get away from another boss. Hell, studies have shown that people that change jobs more frequently end up with like 30% higher pay over the course of their working life.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Yeah.
30%.
I read that somewhere.
For changing your job more often. So that should right there be an incentive to go find yourself another fucking job. Change is scary. Agreed. It sucks. Go fucking do it anyway. Before
we talk about how this learned helplessness, how it was all discovered and figured out, how's your second third? Or would you rather go on break?
Let's go on break and I'll puff. Okay.
The whole quality of everything. This sounds very shitty.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Because there's times where you're talking, I'm like, are you done talking? Like when you answered my question, like I think you answered it twice. Because the first time I didn't hear you. There's times where I can't hear you. Period.
Yeah, it's so weird. What is going on?
I don't know, and it's scary.
Oh. No, that's good. Alright. This is the Wi-Fi. Test my internet speed.
Should I do that too?
Yeah, if you want to.
Speed test. Speed test.
Good.
What's that? I just put speed test in Google first tap the first one that came up. Oh, hey, and it's blurry. Oh, because your background's blurred. (52/9). Is that good or bad?
52 what?
Megabytes.
I mean, that's pretty slow.
It says your internet connection is very fast.
Yeah, so.
I'm just reading what the thing said.
Oh, no. I don't know.
Your internet connection should be able to handle multiple devices, streaming HD videos, video conferencing, which we're doing, and gaming at the same time.
Weird.
What was yours? Huh?
37.
57?
237.
237?
Yeah.
Oh. That's a lot faster than this.
Yeah.
Huh.
What speed do you pay for?
We only get one speed, sir. It's whatever the satellite is bringing in. We don't have internet out here. We had to get Starlink.
Oh. What?
Starlink's what? You just stopped talking right after that.
Pretty good.
I'm noticing. We're gonna switch to Google Fi once it's out here.
Okay.
Now you just completely like I didn't even see you put a thumb up.
I wonder if jump.
So should I stop this and try to going back to the other shit?
I have no.
Wasn't there a way?
Our last episode?
I haven't edited yet. I was going to do that this Sunday. How did we do it before? Didn't we just record sound before and just use the video?
On Skype?
Oh no, we actually used the other app before, but they don't do it anymore. They went to Riverside.
Yeah. Tried like Podbean and a couple others.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's a device thing.
I'm using my iPad 10.
I don't know.
It's not a Pro.
Maybe you could hotspot from your phone.
I think that'd be slower. See, right now you're perfect. Right now it's good.
I don't know. You just get these lag spikes. All right. Well, let's continue while it's good.
All right.
Let's you bring us back.
Yep. Hey, welcome back. We just have a quick little break, and now I'm ready to tell you all about my second third. You ready?
Yeah.
It's good. All right. How about yours? No. I'm getting like a cinnamon or black pepperish, some kind of spice. Can't quite put my finger on it.
I'm going to say cinnamon.
You're going to say, well, remember my palate is going to be different because of my hot toddy. But one thing I think we're both going to agree on. Sourdough.
Yep. That doughy chewness that I was talking about earlier, you were making fun of me.
Well, I'd make fun of you anyway, so.
Shut up.
That's not new.
Alright, so the concept of the learned helplessness was discovered accidentally. Did you know that?
I did know that. Did not know that beforehand, but I do know that now.
My psychologist Martin, what's his last name? Ligman and Stephen F. Mayer.
There you go.
They had initially observed helpless behaviors in dogs that were classically conditioned to expect an electrical shock after hearing a tone, which is fucked up for the dogs, by the way. But, alright, so to investigate this phenomenon, the researchers devised another experiment. They had 3 groups of dogs. In group 1, dogs were strapped into harnesses for a period of time and then released. In group 2, the dogs were placed into the same harnesses, but were subjected to electrical shocks that could be avoided by pressing a panel with their noses. In group 3, the dogs received the same shocks as those in group 2, except those in the group were not able to control the shock. For those dogs in the 3rd group, the shock seemed to be completely random and outside of their control. So the dogs were then placed into a shuttle box. Dogs from the 1st and 2nd group quickly learned that by jumping the barrier eliminated the shock. However, those in the 3rd group made no attempt to get away from the shock. The psychologists who were unable to escape the shock developed learned helplessness. The cognitive expectation that nothing they did would prevent or eliminate the shock. This is strong instead of accepting the fate when leaders with high emotional intelligence will also do the exact thing. They'll try to find all those solutions that they can work with.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to turn out. What's that?
Jesus, right.
What do you say?
What the fuck changed?
I don't fucking know. All right. Something's got to be done.
Hey, it's Michelle from Cigars with M on the Leadership of the Leaf podcast with Dice and Austin.
Don't forget, we need to follow the podcast so we know when new episodes drop.
Hey, welcome back. We just had a quick little break, and I know everyone's dying to hear about my second third. You ready?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, I know. Okay, it's good. How about yours, Austin?
Oh yeah, it's great. All right, let's go.
No, man. I'm getting like let's go with like hints of cinnamon, maybe black pepper, and sourdough.
Yeah, no, it's very good. All right, so before we left for the break, we were going to talk about where learned helplessness was discovered. And did you know that it was discovered on accident?
No. Kind of like how I started talking to you.
Fuck you, face. Anyway, yeah.
Okay.
So it was discovered by accident by 2 psychologists, and I'm gonna butcher some names, but it was discovered by accident by 2 psychologists, Martin Seligman and Stephen F. Mayer. They had initially observed helpless behavior in dogs that were classically conditioned to expect an electrical shock after hearing a tone. Which, by the way, again, I want to throw out, like, fuck animal cruelty. I'm pretty sure I said that. Huh?
It's a different time, sir.
Yeah, but I'm sure I've said it in previous episodes. The psychologists need to stop fucking with animals. Anyways. So they were trained to expect an electrical shock after hearing a tone. So to investigate this phenomenon further, so they had a bunch of dogs, and they grouped them into 3 different groups. In the first group, the dogs were strapped into harnesses for a period of time and then just released. And the second group, dogs were placed into the same harnesses, but were subjected to electrical shocks that could be avoided by pressing a panel with their noses. And in group 3, the dogs received the same electrical shock as those in group 2, except those in this group were not able to control the shock. So for the dogs in the third group, the shock seemed to be completely random and outside of their control. Then they switched it up on them. The dogs that were then placed into a shuttle box that would deliver shocks to the dogs. Dogs from the first and second group quickly learned that by jumping over the barrier, it eliminated the shock. However, those from the third group made no attempt to get away from the shock. So, in the psychologist's experiments, the dogs who were unable to escape the shocks developed learned helplessness. Due to their previous experience with the panel, they had developed a cognitive expectation that nothing they did would prevent or eliminate the shock. Leaders that are mentally strong look for solutions instead of accepting that fate. These are leaders that show a high emotional intelligence or an IQ. So it's one of those, like, they see the other dogs not getting a shock, right? They jumped over the barrier, and the other dogs are like, hey, we didn't get shocked, and they're like, well, no matter what I do, I'm just gonna get shocked anyway. Well, no matter what I do, I'm always gonna be like this. And they started, I feel like they started turning to Eeyore. Oh, yeah. Nobody wants to be around me.
Which is sad because of that learned behavior. All they had to do is jump the barrier, but it was a learned behavior. The shock was normal to them. That was a normal way of life.
Yeah, to me, it's like, so Dave Ramsey talks about kind of this topic, but he talks about it with money, right? Like, I'm always going to have a car payment. I'm always going to have a credit card payment. And then he's like, you don't have to live like this. And everyone's like, what? Yes, I do. I gotta have a credit score. I'm like, no, you really don't. And starts talking about all this stuff. And people are like, oh, I had no idea. Help millions of people live this debt-free life and stuff, and it's great. But you gotta unlearn that. You mean I don't have to have a car payment? You mean I could keep a car so long that it's paid off and I don't have to pay a bank to drive my car? Like, that's weird.
At the end of that, you mentioned that the emotional intelligence. Now, I asked around, like, a few people at work. I was like, emotional intelligence is? And my answer was like, nope. So, okay. I don't want our listeners to be nope.
Nope.
Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand and manage your emotions, as well as recognize and influence the emotions of those around you. The term was popularized by psychologist Daniel Goleman.
Whew. That was a hard name.
While I was looking at it, I was like, is it Goleman? Goleman? I don't know. It's easier than your name.
So a lack of emotional intelligence skills often results in workplace conflicts and misunderstandings. This dynamic often stems from the inability to recognize or comprehend emotions. This can also lead to problems in your fucking household. Just saying. If you and the wife are constantly having spats and you're failing to see it from her side of the argument, maybe you should fucking try. Maybe you should try developing a little bit of emotional intelligence. Also, I'm going to go the other way. Wives, if you're always fucking arguing to your husband and you don't understand why he's all pissed off or withdrawn all the time, maybe you should try seeing it from his side. I'm going to play both sides because I'm a devil's advocate.
Well, I understand it's a futile situation, so I have learned helplessness.
Well,
the woman is always right. That's what I've learned.
How's it feel being group 3, bud?
Well said. Well said. Some of the most common indicators of low emotional intelligence is difficulty managing and expressing emotions. You might struggle with acknowledging colleagues' concerns appropriately or wrestle with active listening, which I've noticed a lot with active listening. Like, are your conversations strained? Do you repeatedly blame others when projects don't go as planned? Or, are you prone to different outbursts?
Yeah, those are all signs that of a person that lacks emotional intelligence. It's typically broken down into 4 core competencies: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. Which I feel like they should have just said social management, just to make it the 4 S's. But,
Oh, that would have been nice.
I feel like that's SSSR. But, if you added you in there, we're Russian.
What? Red?
Huh?
What? Russia? What is that?
I'd rather be dead than red.
Self-awareness. Self-awareness is at the core of everything. It describes your ability to not only understand your strengths and weaknesses, but recognize your emotions that affect you and your team's performance. You're aware of one's... Yeah, that's right, Austin. Self.
Man, I sure hope you're aware of yourself. How much of a jackass you are. So to bring out the best in others, you first need to bring out the best in yourself, which is where self-awareness comes into play. One easy way to assess your self-awareness is by completing a 360-degree feedback in which you evaluate your performance, then match it up against the opinions of your boss, peers, and direct reports. Through this process, you'll gain insights into your own behavior and discover how you're perceived in the organization. This sucks to do. I'm not going to candy coat it. It's painful. You want to get your feelings hurt? This is how you get your feelings hurt. Like, this is one of those, cause everyone has the way they see themselves, right? Like Ricky Bobby. I wake up in the morning, I'm pissed excellence. I'm just this. That's just the way it is, plain and simple, right? And then, come to find out, people don't view you that way. They view you as a meal ticket. They view you as a jackass who never lets anyone else win. Whatever the case is, right? Like, and your boss is like, this dude's a douche nozzle. So, but if you ask for feedback to your boss, the boss is like, well, you really need to improve at this, and this. You're like, man, I really thought I was doing good. Okay. All right. Hey, peers, what do you guys think I could do better? If they're your true friends or they just don't give a fuck about your feelings, they'll tell you straight up. The problem is when you go ask for feedback from your friends, from your besties, you're so good. Everyone around here is lucky to have you. Oh my God, who would ever fucking think that you're not worthy? And blah blah blah. Like, no, don't listen to those people. They're your friends. They're protecting your feelings. Go to your dickhole peer that you're like, God, I hate this guy, and go, hey, what do you think of me? At a professional level, I'm not talking about personal. I know we don't get along, but on a professional level, where do I need to improve? They're gonna go, you are stuck at X, Y, and Z, and you're great at this. if they're all being honest.
You might want to have a seat. Let me pull out a Churchill. How much time you got?
How much time? And then when you go to your performance reports, you can sit there and be like, if they're consistently saying, this person needs to be a more outspoken leader, or this person needs to lead from the front, but you can kind of go, okay, I see where they're coming from. Measured up what my boss says, what my peers say. Okay, I see where my shortcomings are, and I need to make it better.
Yeah, a lot of times that 360-degree feedback or whatever, the problem which is a bias of oneself, is you fail to hear or fail to want to understand the true feedback. Like no bullshit, no filter feedback, because I know you've seen on TV shows where someone's talking shit, but the person hearing it was like, oh, he thinks I'm great. Or when someone flips you off, be like, oh man, I am number one. You know, like, no, be honest with yourself, my friend.
Yeah. I had that happen to me the other day. It wasn't a flip off though. I was passing a car and they gave me the L on the forehead. And I just looked down and I'm like, and my wife saw it. She's like, did they just give you the L on the forehead? I was like, yeah. And I had to say, I was like, I don't even know what I was doing. I was like, she's like, well, you were kind of following them a little closely. And I was like, okay, all right, I'll take that. Sure, I'll do better next time. But okay. And then I moved on with my day. I was like, that didn't affect me at all. Because I have self-management. Self-management refers to the ability to manage your emotions, particularly in stressful situations, and to maintain a positive outlook despite setbacks. Leaders who lack self-management tend to react and have a harder time keeping their impulses in check.
Yeah, these are the people. Oh, the roof is leaking. Oh, look at that. We got a waterfall inside. What?
Yeah.
No, we probably should repair that, homie. Like, what are you talking about?
Let's just
everything says
there. It'll suck up the water.
Sunshines and rainbows.
Yeah.
The reaction tends to be automatic because it goes reverse. Like the guy putting the L on his forehead to show you, but really he's just marking himself as a loser because he put it on his forehead. But the reaction tends to be automatic. The more in tune you are with your emotional intelligence, however, the easier you're going to make the transition from reaction to response. It's important to pause, breathe, collect yourself, and do whatever it takes to manage your emotions, whether that means taking a walk or calling a friend, so that you can be more appropriately and attentively respond to a stress or adversity. And the greatest example of that is when someone took their 12-step program or whatever, and they feel that itch and they call their sponsor.
Yeah, I always like to try to remind. I'm trying to teach this to my son, and by teaching it to my son, I'm reminding myself. There's a space between input and reaction. There's a space there. It's not an immediate input, bam, reaction. There's a space where if somebody comes up to you and is like, "You look like a bitch," you don't have there's nothing that is forcing you to stand up and talk them in the face. There's a space there, and sit there and kind of lean back, breathe, and just assess and do I really want to get into a fight over this fool who just walked up, said I'm a bitch, and I don't even know who he is?
Right.
Whatever. And just kind of okay, whatever, and then walk off. And it just, you don't even get dragged down in the stress and the shit that they're trying to pull you into. A reaction can be automatic, but there is that space. But I mean, sometimes if you're getting scared, automatic reaction, jump or punch or whatever, right?
Yeah, or someone snaps you with a rag or something, and everyone in the world knows that is something you just don't do to people. Especially certain people, and then they just black out and wake up and don't know what happened.
Right. However, the more you're in tune with your emotional intelligence, the easier you can transition from reaction to response. It's important to pause, breathe, collect yourself, and do whatever it takes to manage your emotions.
Yeah, that did not work for that day, sir. That one incident in my life, in a person's life, may not be able for them to pause and breathe. Some things is just... All right, we probably should move on.
Well, then that leads into social awareness. While it's important to understand you need to manage your emotions, you also need to know how to read a room.
Yes.
Social awareness describes your ability to recognize others' emotions and dynamics at play within your organization. Meaning, if you walk into a room and everyone's sour faces, maybe don't sit there and make a joke of like, who fucking died in here? And then you find out one of your coworkers, like, parents died. And you're like, oh, fuck, I feel like a dickhole.
Yeah.
I put my foot in my mouth. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's really no coming back from that. Other than
no,
I apologize. I didn't read the room.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I will. I'll take a second to read the room. Maybe ask. Is everyone okay? Everyone good? All right. Good.
Yeah. Leaders who excel in social awareness practice empathy. This is where that dead parent comes into play. They strive to understand their colleagues' feelings and perspectives, which enables them to communicate and collaborate more effectively with their peers. Now, I'm going to add to that because there's times where I'm chit-chatting with my subordinates or whoever, and they tell me something, and it's like a fucking shock. Like, whoa. But you don't want to show your initial expression. But also while talking, you also don't want to share any kind of empathy with them because you haven't been in that type situation. Like if their grandmother died and your grandmother's still alive and well, you don't want to be like, hey man, I know what you're going through. No, the fuck you don't.
Yeah.
So just tread lightly in that area to make sure you don't put your foot in your mouth, as you said.
You can always just sit there and be like, oh, I'm really sorry. That must be a tough thing to go through. Were you close? Could you tell me about her? How was she?
Right.
Like, doesn't have to be like, oh, I know what you're going through. Be like, man, that really sucks. That must be really hard for you to go through. How's the family coping?
Yeah, like, that's sympathizing.
Are you okay? Yeah, that's sympathizing. That's still showing me like, that's empathy. Like, hey, I understand that you're having a tough time. I don't know exactly how tough of a time.
Yeah, I've been through tough times before. Yeah.
But I know what a tough time looks like. What do you need from me, basically?
Yes. Be like, hey, bud, I know what you're going through. Your dog ran away with your wife too? Wait, what?
That's a new one for me. I'll find out later this week. A global leadership development firm ranks empathy as the number one leadership skill, reporting that leaders who master empathy perform more than 40% higher in coaching, engaging others, and decision making. By communicating with empathy, you can better support your team, all while improving your individual performance.
It's one of those things where you see the habit's not the right word. You see the writing on the wall of certain situations, and you're able to coach and run with it, as opposed to just saying, suck it up, buttercup. You're not going to win that person, and you're not going to win his friends or peers around him, because they're going to be like, that guy's an asshole. He doesn't even care that my cat died, and whatever the situation may be. So now you murdered whoever that guy was, and all his friends, of course, are going to mirror his exact feelings, as opposed to where, hey team, let's all come in, let's come together. Hey, let's chip in and get Johnny some fucking flowers for his cat, or whatever the fuck you're trying to do in that situation. Yeah. And then that guy is awesome. He's cool. I listen to his coaching, and however it's going to come about. But showing empathy is definitely going to tick a lot more boxes than circling. Yeah.
Even if it's like, hey, we pitched in, we don't know what you need in this time, here's like $200 to help with, I don't know, funeral expenses or vet bills or whatever, that in the end, or whatever you guys need. If you guys need fucking meals, you guys can have $200 and go out to eat on us, or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Sometimes that just helps. So it's like, I know you got 1 million flowers, so we got you like $300 on cash. Spend it however you fucking want. I don't care. This is from all of us. Do whatever you guys need to do. This is great.
Did you just shit on me buying flowers? Real fucking classy, Austin. Real classy.
What, shitting on you for buying flowers?
Yeah, you just said, I know you got a bunch of fucking flowers or anything. Yeah, the flowers fucking suck because they're going to die just like your cat did. And
no, I'm just saying, like if there's if somebody's grandparent died or their parent died or something like that, you know how many fucking flowers you get? Your fucking house is full of them. Like, the last thing is like, I don't give a shit about flowers. Like, what I need, what I don't feel like doing is cooking for myself right now. Like, oh, shit, we can get you like $200-$300 so you can go out to eat. Like, oh, that's fucking great. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna, or you want to go buy fucking flowers? Yeah. Buy your own damn flowers. But anyway, yeah. But that kind of helps you manage relationships, which is the last one. Relationship management refers to your ability to influence, coach, and mentor others and resolve conflict effectively. Some prefer to avoid conflict, but it's important to properly address issues as they arise. Research shows that every unaddressed conflict can waste company time and gossip and other unproductive activities, putting a drain on resources and morale. If you want to keep your team happy, you need to have those tough conversations. And it may not be a good outcome. Like, it may be kind of a shitty outcome where it's like, it ends up in one person getting written up and the other person getting like adjusted. And they're like, well, you fucked up. You know, like, hey, you know, you fucking stole this dude's whatever. Like, I'm going to give the bonus to him now because you stole his sale. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? But I did all the work and sell. Yeah, but you literally had them across the finish line. All that you had to do was take their order down. Like, yeah, stole his sale. So I'm going to give the money to this guy who did all the work. That's bullshit. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way.
But imagine if you didn't step in that type of situation. How much resentment will flow through? Like, Austin's always stealing everyone's sales.
Yeah.
Everyone sells? Everyone. Well, it happened one time. Yeah, he does it all the time. But we only can account for this. You know what? Let me step in. We'll handle this right now. Instead of just letting it fester and building up animosity, resentment. Your team synergy is now broken. And a lot of times that bad blood can last for a very long time.
Hatfield and McCoy.
Oh, but I don't get that reference. Is that like saying Bloods and Crips?
Sure.
Where are you from? Like Oklahoma or something?
The original Bloods and Crips.
Oh my God. Austin.
Sir.
How can I strengthen my emotional intelligence? Please. Is there ways to develop self-awareness?
Yeah, by telling me what your final third is.
Oh.
Look at that fucking desert.
All right. I see you on me. It's not going to help strengthen my self-awareness. It's going to help strengthen my cigar awareness. I'm approaching the finish line here with this sourdough. The sourdough is definitely still there for me. I'm getting a hints of cedar. I want to say it's like a floral note, but I could be completely off base with that. That retro, I retro. It's kind of like a biscotti white pepper. Let's see. You gonna retro? Tell me I'm wrong.
No. You're right. I see the floral note that you're talking about.
Okay, I thought maybe my drink was bringing that out.
No, I get what you're talking about. There's a slight white pepper on the back end. There's yeah, the biscotti though, like I'm thinking like biscotti cookie sweetness.
Yeah, maybe I should just say cookie. I just wanted to be fancy and say biscotti.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Well, my pinky was up. See, fancy.
got your hair did, nails did, everything did?
Yeah, I'm on 100% grade A.
All right. Anyway, final third. All right. So, ways to increase or develop your self-awareness is journaling. Record and reflect daily on how your emotions influence your decision-making, interactions, and meetings, whether positive or negative, so you know what to repeat or avoid in the future, similar to, cigar journals, right? Like, hey, this cigar fucking sucked, or that cigar was great. Buy more.
Some things I put in my journal. I'm just going to throw some little key things out there for those that like to journal your cigar. Some things I put in my journal is either the cigar good or bad, all right? But I pay attention to the way I cut it because I want to know. Like, there's some cigars I punch and I'm like, this is definitely not a punchable cigar. Like, I need to do a deep V. Or even some is even better as a guillotine cut because you want that bigger mouth opening. Either way, I'm still a punch guy, but I did deep V this one. I want all the creaminess. I didn't want that creaminess to build up to something bitter.
Yeah.
that makes sense, right?
Like we said earlier, you can undergo a 360-degree assessment, which we've already talked about. Practice active listening. Put away the distractions. Focus on what the speaker's saying. Show you're engaged by paraphrasing and using nonverbal cues like nodding. This means shutting off your fucking computer monitors, putting your phone away and not just on the desk face down, putting it like in your fucking pocket or in a backpack or briefcase or something like that. Like putting it away out of sight really go a long way to help the person you're speaking to or that's speaking to you. Like, okay, they are listening.
Yeah, I know sometimes the wife will come out and she wants to talk to me about anything, and I kind of try to gauge, is this going to be a quick note or is this a conversation that we need to have? A lot of times if I'm out smoking in the backyard or whatever, I'm watching basketball. So if it's not live or whatever, I will tend to pause it so that it's not playing in the background so we can continue to have a conversation where I'm actually paying attention to words instead of just giving her the typical non-verbal cue. Oh yeah, that sounds good, babe.
Yeah.
Like what you just did just now. Yeah, just now. Yeah.
Sounds great.
Wonderful. I just said we need to neuter the truck.
Oh. But I think that's still a good idea. Because you had it, babe.
Pay attention to your emotions. If you start feeling a particularly strong emotion, reflect on why you're feeling that way and what prompted that strong emotional response. This will help you become more aware of your emotions and better understand your colleagues' feelings and perspectives. I think Brooklyn sucks. I want to fight you right now in the streets. Oh, wait. Let me take that pause moment. Okay. Yep. This year Brooklyn does suck. Okay. I'm not angry anymore. I don't want to fight you in the streets.
Okay.
You're just spitting facts.
Yeah. Suck. No, I mean, sometimes what I've done though is I take it out a piece of paper, and like if I cannot figure out like why did this piss me off so much? What did they do that pissed me off? I'll write down like, okay, they did that, like they said this or they did this, and I'm like, I'll write like at the top of the paper, I'm like anger, frustration, whatever, like what I'm feeling, and then I'd like right underneath it, I'm like, okay, what did they do to make me feel that way? Like, what is, no shit, 10 people looking down in a room can all 100% agree on the facts of that situation. They came in and said X, Y, Z. Okay, why did that piss me off? Right? Okay, was it their tone? Was it the words they used? Was it the situation that they don't understand? Like what? And I start doing the why method, right? The 5 whys. And I keep asking, why did that upset me? Why? Why did I feel these emotions up top? And eventually I get down to where it's like, I felt disrespected, or I felt they didn't understand where I was coming from, or something along those lines. It's like, okay, now I understand where that emotion was coming from, and I can go better talk to that person and say, hey, if I did have a big response, I can apologize. Say, hey, this is why I had a big response. It's not on you. It's on me. I have to control that better. I apologize. Or, whatever the case is, or hey, but can we avoid this in the future, or whatever, however we want to have that tough conversation. Because, leaders set the tone of their organization. If they lack emotional intelligence, it can have extensive consequences, resulting in lower employee engagement and a higher turnover rate. And while you may excel at your job technically, if you can't effectively communicate with your team or collaborate with others, these technical skills will get overlooked.
I'm drinking. Emotional intelligence enhances your ability to manage interpersonal relationships, which is crucial for fostering positive team dynamics, empathy, effective collaboration. By mastering emotional intelligence, you can continue to advance your career and your organization. Emotional intelligence is definitely one of those. I don't want to say it's one of those, like if you had a toolbox, it's not one of those tools that you would keep right on the top. It's the one that would probably be in the lid of your toolbox to where you can always see it. Like, my emotional intelligence is right there. It's still there. I got it. But it's not one of those tools you probably will utilize quite often. It's one of them that's just going to stay in the background, and you should probably have a good understanding of how to use that tool.
I don't even look at it as a tool. I look at it as a setting, right? Like as a place. Like,
that's good.
I need to approach this from a place of emotional intelligence, right? Like, I'm not gonna go do an oil change in the middle of a fucking banquet hall, right? Like that doesn't make
Read a room,
sense.
Austin.
Right. But if I go to an auto shop that has a lift and all these other stuff, now I'm in a better place to change my oil, right? So I'm not going to have a tough conversation with an employee or anybody else. I'm not going to do all this stuff if I'm not already in an emotionally intelligent state. Like if I just got off of fucking, being damn near ran off the road and I'm shaking and I'm like frazzled a little bit. I'm pissed off that the driver ran me off the road because they were going too fast for the rainy conditions or whatever. That is not the time for me to sit there and have a employee feedback with somebody, because I'm just not there, right? Like I'm not in the emotional headspace to fully give this person my attention. I'm still thinking about what happened on the road on the way into work. So I need to change my setting and give it a little time for me to approach this from a place of emotional intelligence, if that makes sense. So I don't even look at it as a tool. I look at it as a setting, as a place.
I can agree with you on that.
All right. So, Dice.
Yeah.
H. Outman 1844 Classic. Do you think it's single, 5-pack, or box-worthy?
It's time to answer the question. Is the cigar box worthy, 5-pack, or just 1 or 2?
I mean, I was concentrating on that around the second third, to be honest with you. I was like, what? I want this. What is this? Let me unpack this cigar. It's higher than a single for me.
Okay. So is box or 5-pack?
You know what? I'm gonna say box.
Are you?
I'm gonna say box. The reason why I'm gonna say box is it's not an overpowering cigar. I do like stronger cigars, but that's more of a Dice preference, right? But for this cigar, everything about it was good for me. The flavor profile, it changes flavors throughout. The smoke input was good. The burn line was amazing. The ash was, if you look at my sweater, it's a little flaky, but that's fine. I just won't smoke it on a windy day. But other than my own preference of wanting a stronger cigar, the cigar was great. I didn't have any flaws or any negative really to say about it. It wasn't overpowering in pepper. So yeah, box worthy.
Interesting. So it's definitely higher for a single for me, but here's my problem. And this very well could be on me. The cut fucked the cap up for me.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
So I had nothing but problems and pieces of cigar in my mouth the entire fucking time. It never, like, it was just, didn't have a good mouthfeel. As I got towards the end, it split open. It split open right at like the foot towards the end. The flavor was really good. I 100% agree with you on that one. The flavor was really, really good. The ash wasn't bad. The smoke output was good. It just had a couple of construction issues, which, again, the mouthfeel that could 100% have been on me. But I'm looking at it from a perspective of, you know, would I want to sit there and pick this up over and over again, or have it in my rotation? And I just don't. Again, I don't see myself sitting there smoking. I'm kind of with you, like, it's not my flavor profile. Man, I'm struggling because I do want to say box, but I'm leaning more towards 5-pack on it. Man. You know what? I will go box. I will agree with you. I'm going to go box because some of the, like I said, the mouthfeel 100% could have gone on me. Now, if I smoke a second one and I have construction issues and it splits and the mouthfeel's bad and the cap's all janky, I'm immediately going to drop down to a 5-pack because that's just a really hard non-starter for me. It's a lot more creamy, but I can see myself smoking this with a nice cup of coffee in the morning or something.
I was leaning towards, like, for me, in my mind, for pairing, which is probably going to go in my journal, pairing, I would think a Dr. Pepper or a cream soda.
Yeah, my initial thought was for coffee was like caramel macchiato.
Oh, hey, now he's talking my language.
Yeah, but like a Dr. Pepper or a cream soda or something. I bet that would pair really well with this.
All right. Well, what I'm going to do is in the notes, because everyone should know by now, I try to keep track of how many box worthies we say here. I'll put a little asterisk beside it and maybe revisit it at a different time.
Yeah.
But, well, until next time, I'm Dice.
And I'm Austin. And great leaders smoke great cigars.
Thank you for listening to Leadership of the Leaf. The comments and opinions expressed by the host and guests does not reflect the opinions of those that broadcast this show, nor does it reflect any of our affiliates.